So this exercise is called the half kneeling bottoms up kettlebell shoulder press. I've dropped back into the half kneeling position as this is where I'd go back to when I'm training a client, so make sure they got all this stability that I've talked about before in the half kneeling position before teaching them it, progressing to sort of a standing split stance. I like split stance for overhead work, so that's where I would go, and there's no reason why not to do it if somebody's got plenty of control in their flexion over the head. But yeah, great place to start, give them a little bit more control. So we get all this, pulling back together. I'm all switched on, rotating the foot into the floor. And then my kettlebell is in this posture like we discussed in the kettlebell carry. So it's great because I'm getting all that wobble that I talked about, or the perturbation, which will cause all these muscles around the shoulder joint to have to work in their stability roll. Now we're going to make them work in that stability roll, but dynamically as well. So I'm going to stand here. Always make sure you're in that chin tuck. Everything's in line. So shoulder, hip, knee, that's one straight line there. Chin's tucked. Okay, and then I'm going to press up overhead, nice and controlled, and then back, nice and controlled. So it's just a straight up movement, but you will push back slightly. So if I go side on, you'll be able to see that I'm going straight up with a little push backwards so that at the top, everything's in line. So it'll be then kettlebell, shoulder, hip and knee. So that's the most balanced position up there. If somebody doesn't have the range and they push up here, the weight of the kettlebell is going to try and drop them forward. So they're not ready for that exercise. They need to be able to get into that full overhead position controlled before you try something like this that's really challenging all the stabilisers around the joint, because if you can't do it, it'll be bringing everything else in. They'll be hiking, using their traps, all their big global muscles to do the work that the little guys should be doing. Give that one a go. Great progression. Start your guys light because it is tricky, and then you can move on from there into a standing split stance.